The other big news, of course, that
yes.
Cain Velasquez is out. Stipe in the heavyweight title shot.
He's out? Isn't he married?
Out of the fight. I'll try to phrase these a little more completely moving forward. What were your initial thoughts hearing that Cain Velasquez had to withdraw from the fight?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily classify him as fragile, but he has had a history of injuries in the past. And as anybody could tell you that competed in this sport or followed it closely, I mean, training is rough. Training is the hardest part of all of this in terms of the toll it takes on your body. And injuries are a fairly common thing. However, hearing that he had a back injury is actually pretty troubling from an athletic standpoint, because your back, your neck, those are some things that are really, really important, obviously, but they're also some of the hardest things to get over. And often a bad back injury means your career is done or surgery. So I don't know exactly the extent of his injury, and I hope it's not too bad, because you wouldn't want to see a fellow athlete unable to ply their trade, at least in a manner that way. But what it does say is that the heavyweight division is wide open right now. Stipe, I think, will give a great fight to Verdum. Changes things quite a bit on strategy, but there are some similarities on how each fighter is going to approach this. But that means that myself and Ben, we're going to be looked at as what I believe the next contender for this fight. And the winner of this fight is going to have an incredibly strong position to claim for that spot.
I was going to ask, I mean, certainly I know you don't want to step over anybody or wish bad things, but I mean, does it kind of...
I don't care about stepping over anybody. Are you kidding me? And plus, it has nothing to do with me anyways. If I get chosen, it's probably because of my comely haircut and my snappy fashion sense. But for whatever reason, if they choose me, it's going to be warranted. I held the UFC title once before, and I could hold it again. So I have plenty of credentials as why I should be fighting for a heavyweight title fight. And going out there and beating Ben is just gonna give them more incentive to do so.
So, reaction, what do you think? I mean, this is literally just happened, like, as we're eating.
Forlorn and melancholy. I am I've been stricken by a deep longing sense of ennui.
That's good. If they called you, would you take the fight?
If they page me 911, they send me the number, I will absolutely take the fight. If they want a heavyweight championship main event, I'm your man. I'll go in. I'll take care of business, and I'll give them what they want. I'll give them what they need, which is a healthy, motivated championship fighter. That's what they'll get.
What does go through your head? I mean, you haven't had a chance to talk to
So many things that I do not want to actually say in public.
Well, in this particular situation, what goes through your head? Because I wonder, I mean, is it when you hear what's going on, is it immediate like, how do I work this to my advantage? How do I insert myself in this situation? Or do you have to say, I've got to fight, I can't think about this stuff right now? How does your mind work when you start hearing that champions are falling out and challengers are falling out?
It's just like when you see a hot chick break off from some other dude trying to talk to her and roll up to the bar solo. Opportunity, man. Opportunity. To get shot down again. But in this case, it's fighting, so I won't fail. Of course. I have a manager handling this right now. I know what I can do. I know I have a fight ahead of me, which makes it so much easier to say, put me in. I'll go. You want a heavyweight championship? I mean, not to do anything to take away from Ben or to put him in the chicken coop, so to speak. I'm ready. I'm willing. I'm capable. I'll fight Stipe. I'll go 5 rounds for a heavyweight title right now. We're good. Fact that Verdum got injured, I mean, maybe he is injured, but it almost seemed as if he was injured enough, but not so injured that he was going to fight Cain. Now everything's swapped up. Maybe he's injured enough that it's not worth it, and it's better to wait. It's plausible. I'm not saying that's the case exactly. I don't really know.
It's a
I wasn't
natural-
there.
It's a natural reaction, right?
There is a lot of moving of pieces sometimes when it comes to fighting, to prize fighting. And, we've seen it happen in boxing many a time. Stop one fight, move on to and disregard that, pull out of that fight, go to a different fight because it's a better paycheck or a better opportunity, or maybe promoter switches. I mean, there's all kinds of things that happen behind the scenes that can affect these. But right now, for whatever reason, Verdum's hurt, Kane's hurt, Stipe stepped up. Now Stipe doesn't have a partner to dance with. I'll dance with him, and then we'll fight. Then maybe I'll dance with him again afterwards. A nice slow one, We're all beat up and bruised and battered, and we're a little vulnerable. That's the time to go cheek to cheek on the dance floor. Yeah, right?
Are you surprised with the timing of this announcement?
It is very surprising. The timing is almost too perfect, but life is strange and chaotic. This could all be entirely on the level. It could also be a complete ploy. Only time will tell, only the history books, and depending on who writes them, will let you know what the reality of it is. And injuries are a real thing in the sport, and if you are truly injured enough that you cannot compete, that's a bummer, because now, the only thing that really bums me out are injuries, because I like being an athlete, and I like going out there, and I like competing, and I like training, and I like doing athletic things. Not being able to move sucks. That's a real bad trip.
To jump in there, would it need to be like an interim title or anything like that, or does that matter? If this was just like a number one contender fight.
Interim title. It's set up for a title match. Let's keep it going. That's what they need on Super Bowl weekend. They need a title fight. They need a heavyweight title fight. That's what we can provide. Former champ, and a number one contender. That's what people want to see. They want to see championship level fights. They want to see the top guys go at it. We can do it.
Here's Verdum's actual quote. I think you were listening to it earlier.
Yeah.
Did it start off with my friend?
My friend, and a big smile.
Yeah.
It said he had some injuries, but was going to ignore them if Kane was still available. But the time is too short to "quote unquote" hide his injuries and map out a new strategy for
I knew
Stipe.
it. So it's exactly what I said already.
So is that kind of for lack of a better word, a shitty way for a champion to?
Well,
make a
I
decision?
could completely just say something bombastic and accusatory and negative right now to give myself some fame, but I'm not going to do that. He has to live with whatever decisions he makes, and he's going to be upsetting the head office, of course. And he's saying that it's not reasonable for him to fight a different opponent that may require a different game plan, that may require a different what have you. Part of me understands that the potential of losing that belt and what he will lose by losing the belt in terms of his money scale, and then everything else is a lot probably for him that he feels to risk. He does not want to risk the potential of walking in there into the cage and making less than he's making now. He probably feels like this opportunity to make this money is it. He's 38. He's coming into his prime. He's at his best performances of his entire life. If he doesn't do it now, it's gone forever. He won't make that money again. These are his opportunities for his paydays. So he's fearful of losing that. Understandably so. The way this game is structured, it is often win, lose, and it's it all. So I understand his fear, but should he take that fight? I think he should. I think that's what he should step up and blast this guy. Or at least he should have come up with a better excuse. But it's his life to live, not mine. The fans will judge him in whatever way they want to, and he's got to live with whatever decision that is. And I'm not going to sit here and just be like, oh, he's a punk, he's a pussy, he's this. Because I can understand where he's coming from. I can see his reasoning.
What's the worst injury you fought with?
Bent penis.